Thanks for tuning in. This is our first official episode of the Hollywood Chat Duo. I'm your co-host Victor,
Jonathan Bledsoe here.
and today we give you guys our first ever official Hollywood Chat Duo episode. Jonathan here will be going over the specific topics that we'll be discussing throughout the video today. So take them away.
Very exciting stuff. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Are you excited? Nice, man. That's what I like to hear. It's been a long time, so I'm glad we can actually sit down and start talking about some stuff. So yeah, I kind of wanted to start it off with something I've been watching on Netflix. I kind of told you about it, but you haven't really got through it yet.
Yeah, Wild Wild Country.
Yeah, Wild Wild Country. It's a crazy show, man. I mean, basically, it's this guru type in India, right? He starts a cult following of some sort, and he flees all of a sudden, which they don't explain in the beginning, of course, until later on.
Yeah.
And he goes and tries to find a place to where he can bring his whole commune and just take over an area basically and start up this community. And then they stumble upon some place called Antelope, Oregon. And they go there. It's like a place filled with maybe what I want to say was less than 1,000 people, something crazy like that. So he brings in all of his followers, and they basically start taking over this town little by little. And they're kind of having backlash from that town because it's like, well, who the hell are these people thinking they can take over? And without getting too much into it, like, because people need to watch it because it's a crazy show, man. I really enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, the first episode really, it was just kind of confusing to me that I couldn't really pinpoint what the main, idea was or what they were trying to like prove in that episode. But
yeah,
as I'm getting through it, I'm starting to get the gist of all of it.
And that's what's crazy because little by little you're thinking like, oh shit, what's going on here? This is getting really weird.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because after I was done with the show, I was looking back on it, and there was parts of it where I was thinking, wait, I kind of like this group, but then, wait, no, they're assholes. I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah.
But then towards the end, it's like, wait a minute, I kind of feel bad for these people. I would, reach out and be like, hey, it's okay. It's not that bad. But yeah, they did some shady things, and you don't get that vibe in the beginning.
No.
It's kind of just like, what are these guys doing? Are they just like hopped up on acid or something? Because they're very spiritual, and
it was just really random. Everything, like that whole first episode, like it wasn't one thing that was going on. I was like, what is this? Like, it just looked like a bunch of like a compilation of different videos.
And it's really weird because you hear about different cults that go on like that. There's the Jonestown, I want to say, was the one where it's like, don't drink the Kool-Aid and shit, and he poisoned the whole village, and they drank some juice because it was like, that's what we should be doing. That's what this guy told us to do, and then the whole fucking village died. And it was like, there was, so it was crazy. I was like, whoa, it reminded me of that in the fact that there's a leader, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they're committing a mass suicide in front of everybody. But yeah, it was nuts to see this guy progress over time because he seemed very calm.
Yeah.
But it was the people that were working for him that were trying to take over the show and do certain things, and it was like, what are you guys doing here? This is so crazy. So yeah, without getting too much into it, people need to watch it for sure. The show's great. There's some craziness in there for sure, and it's crazy to see how the town's like government or whatever you want to call it is trying to reinforce like, hey, you guys need to stop this and get out of here. But then they're legally there, so to say, at first, and then over time you figure that out. But it's a great show. What episode are you on?
3.
3. Yeah. Episode 3. Damn, there's like 6 episodes, dude.
I know.
Yeah, definitely need to get back into that, man. There's some, well, just Netflix in general, man. There's some great things on there.
Yeah, especially lately, like just the Netflix studio alone is making so many good shows and movies. Like I'm seeing big budget actors doing more Netflix films than they are
absolutely
anywhere else, and that's because you have a guaranteed audience, and you have stuff on there that you can pretty much get away with in terms of like violence.
Absolutely, yeah.
In terms of like genres and categories, like I've seen, look at Punisher.
The Punisher's a great example. Yeah, they're like over the top.
If that was like a Hollywood studio that did that movie, I don't know really what studio would make a movie that, that.
Well, I mean, it'd be more independent for sure.
Yeah.
There's some craziness that's goes on with like what's going on with independent movies, right? Because they get the freedom to do basically whatever they want. Like A24 is a great example for a movie studio that makes basically anything they want to.
Yeah.
Like the recent movie Hereditary that I went to go watch, which is a great movie. I could get in that too, but it's like, yeah, they were just like some of those things were over the top. Like, whoa.
Because the last movie I seen that was that gory was Rambo 4.
Rambo 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was
shit.
like, I went back and I was watching clips of that, and I was like, dude, I haven't seen a movie since this that's really been to that extent of what they displayed. Like, he was cutting off heads, he was ripping freaking Adam's apple out, like blood.
Yeah, which is highly impossible, right?
Yeah, a lot of studios won't do that. And then you see Netflix, The Punisher, and this guy's freaking.
But I don't think it was over the top, though.
No,
I think it was pretty graphic for sure. For some people, to be like, oh, I don't like shit like that.
Well, that's what made the show good. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh yeah.
That's why I enjoy Netflix shows, because you're getting a real life experience out of it. Like when I'm seeing that, I believe the Punisher can do that too.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm so into it.
And his motives too make sense. So
they're not holding back on his character. And it's a real life situation. If that were to happen, that's the effect it's going to be.
Exactly.
If he's gonna like do something like that, that's how it's gonna be. So.
It's got to be like that, yeah. And
when they try and make it look like it's like when Wolverine had his claws come out, and all the films there was no blood, and then finally in Logan,
and then
blood on it.
Ooh, blood everywhere. See, that's always a great movie I can go back to. I love Logan so much. Like it's so nuts.
I was watching it the other day, and some movies I like to just go through my favorite parts and bits. Logan, it's like I had to watch the whole.
But you do that? You go back and watch bits and pieces of different movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, like I'll watch a movie. Sometimes I'll rewind it a few times to keep capturing the moment of the scene I like, or fast forward to parts I like and parts that I don't really care for.
Yeah.
But mostly movies that are good all around, I watch the whole thing through.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of movies I like to I like to go back, see how they're acting, catch things in the scene that I never noticed before. Like even now, like movies that are old, I'll still catch a bunch of things.
Yeah.
The way they did certain things, and I was like, huh. Like now the scene is more interesting.
Exactly. See, I do that with I did do with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I did that all the time. I was just fast forward to the Joker scenes. I'm like, whoa, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when it first came out. Was it 2008? I think.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like 10 years ago, right? So yeah, I was only like 13 years old. My dad went to go take me to go watch it. I'm like, yeah, I'm really excited to go watch it. And that was without seeing much of anything from previews or anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing the screenshot of Heath as Joker, and I was like, whoa, that looks crazy. And then he passed away, of course. So that elevated, the hype around it was like, dude, this is his last movie. You got to go watch it. So just sitting down in that movie theater and watching his performance was just like, what the fuck? Like you haven't seen anybody that good.
Exactly.
I don't think, and I've only witnessed it with maybe Daniel Day-Lewis, which that's my favorite actor. Like he gives fucking great performances. He's like so deep into character, it's scary sometimes. But Heath took it to some weird level that he kind of humanized that character.
Exactly.
Which, it's a comic book. It's hard to bring those characters to life without making it seem cartoony.
And with him, it's like you believe this guy's out there.
Yeah. And
he could exist. Yeah.
That's what's nuts too. Is like, dude, did you ever think you see a Joker like that to where it felt like that guy could fucking walk around the streets? Like that's the guy you just put some makeup on?
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt when I was watching that. I was like, this is an actual person out there. I swear to God it is. It wasn't something like Jack Nicholson, how it's so over the top, which is a good performance for what they did. They just try to make it as comic book like as possible.
Yeah.
But what if you brought, human real world elements to it rather than it being, far out there and kind of fake? But that's why I like Christopher Nolan taking over that series, because he made it as real as possible.
And that was another thing I noticed, like going back and watching it. If you watch the scene where Heath crashes the party, you see Alfred's expression as he's walking in, and his expression isn't scripted. That's his first time seeing Heath Ledger as the Joker.
Which is crazy.
And he had a line, and all you see is him like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
And he's just freaking. He's watching his performance, so it's like you get his real life experience from it, but you're getting the dialogue from the movie through the Joker. So it's like all these are meshing together, and it's like you're kind of experiencing. Like I'm kind of feeling like Alfred at that point. Like,
yeah. That's how everybody was.
Action,
Whenever you first see him on screen, you're like, "Oh shit, this is really happening right now."
And I can imagine him in person seeing it.
Like, oh my god! Could you imagine if he did that performance like right in front of you? Like, fucking Christ, get me away from this guy. But no, it's because when I seen it the first time, I literally thought that voice was like computer generated in some way. Like I thought that wasn't a real voice. I was like, how does he actually sound like that? That sounds insane.
Like you look at his interviews, and he has such a deep kind of like soft kind of like British accent, but or Australian, yeah. But then he speaks, and it's like, whoa.
It sounds like the teenage version of Thor. Is how I can best describe it. I was like, that sounds like Thor in his like early years. Like he just sounds like a soft-spoken, nice dude.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's all creepy and scary and shit. I was like, where's that voice coming from? What? But then you get more into it. It's like, oh, it was Tom Waits' voice, that he was mocking and shit like that. And once you see that interview with that guy,
with Tom Waits,
he's smoking his
yeah.
I was like, whoa, that's him. What the fuck? He mimicked that guy. Yeah. Isn't that crazy how someone actually sounded like that? And Heath Ledger was like, dude, I'm going to sound just like that when I do the Joker.
And the fact that he was Australian, too.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it like, dude, this was destined to happen.
And see, like, destined, it's like, those roles happened to some actors to where it was like, they were meant to be that role.
Exactly.
And I think Heath made it to where he was the one that had to play that role and the only one that could play that role.
Yeah.
Because I still can't picture anybody else being the Joker.
Even after, like, before and after, no one can.
I mean, we can get into Jared Leto's performance, which I kind of don't like talking about too much, but I mean,
it's worth talking about. Talking about Heath, honestly.
I mean, someone had to do it eventually.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair to say someone can't do it.
Yeah.
Of course, anyone can do it because you can go back and watch Heath's performance if you really missed it that much. But I was stoked at first when they first showed the image. I was like, okay, well, that's completely different from Heath. I'm glad. Like, they had to be, distancing themselves. Yeah, so once I found that out.
Do the same or try and compare, it's
never gonna happen. And it's gonna feel weird. But yeah, I mean, going into that movie, I was stoked. I was like, this is gonna be sick.
Yeah.
And then you only see him in like 5 minutes of the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then the times you do see him, he was just so obnoxious. I felt
like I seen more of him in the trailer than the movie.
Absolutely.
And there was footage in the trailer
that wasn't even in the movie.
So it's like, why am I watching?
And then what's even more dumb than that, is when they put out that extended cut of the movie, and those scenes that they didn't show in the movie that they showed in the trailers weren't even in the extended cut. So it's like they have completely different scenes just hiding away somewhere.
They have the Leto cut.
Yeah, just make a Joker cut of the movie. Why couldn't you just give us that? And that's what people complained about after the movie came out. It's like, oh, well, we're going to put out an extended cut of the movie, and you're going to get more Joker. Literally, maybe 2 or 3 extra scenes with the Joker. Yeah. That didn't further the plot at all. They were just so random and out of place. And it's like, I don't know what they thought. Just DC in general, just kind of.
They already squashed that Jared Leto Joker film because they want to go with the Todd Phillips one.
Yeah. And that's what's weird too. It's like they're 2 different universes, but they're in the same universe. They're gonna have 2 different Joker movies. 2 different ones, yeah.
Like the Joaquin Phoenix one, I guess, is already they want to make it.
They're going to make it.
They have another one that they're talking about.
Yeah. So Jared Leto's he has to come back because they're gonna make a Suicide Squad too. You know, I mean, it's just gonna happen. They made too much money off the first one. Yeah. So that's gonna happen. They're gonna fast track it. You don't think they should, Ulysses? Why? Yeah.
Well, it's like one thing I hated was how you get Harley Quinn laughing at the fact that she had something to do with Robin's death.
Yeah.
But then they never mention it again.
Absolutely.
They mention it in a movie that's completely distant from Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
And you have Ben Affleck so distraught in Batman vs. Superman that like Robin, and that's another thing. It's like, what is his motive? Because he's looking at the Robin suit like he wants redemption.
Well, it was his.
But we never get any hint of what happened.
Yeah.
And then like he has another motive for Superman. And then he has other motives. I'm like, dude, what is this guy's goal?
Yeah, like give me one train of thought for this guy. Like, what is he trying to do?
It was just so back and forth, and it's like, does this guy like what happened?
Yeah, because it felt to me it was a little bit like he didn't care about Robin.
Yeah.
At some point, like he was just like, yeah, Robin died. I have the suit still, and it says Joker was whatever. He wrote something on it, but the main motive from what I seen was Superman was involved with that building collapsing of Wayne Enterprises or whatever, and then it killed some people.
Yeah.
Cool, I guess. I mean, did you have to introduce that in this movie? Like, that's another thing that kind of irritated me with Batman vs Superman, because one, the title was misleading. They were kind of angry at each other and they fought for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. So you don't have to make a whole movie about that. They don't fight till the end of the movie. Yeah, and then just like the motive thing we were just talking about, the motive for him wanting to fight him was completely ridiculous. Did Superman purposely go out of his way to destroy that tower? No, he was trying to save a lot more lives. Yeah. So why don't you look at it that way, you dumb asshole? So it kind of irritated me
and
a lot.
Another thing I noticed was when Superman's in that courtroom and Wayne is looking at all these checks.
Yeah.
Remember? And the writing on it is the same writing that's on the Joker suit or on the Robin suit. And it's like, where does that come in? Like, we don't ever get any hint of that, what happened there, but it's clearly the Joker writing on that. So it's like he's toying with him during this movie too, but he's still focused on Superman. Like, even he looks up and even looks at him like, now he's more pissed.
Yeah.
And then in Suicide Squad, like, Joker never even acknowledges Robin.
Never.
Death, and I'm like, what's going on? And then Batman comes out of nowhere, like, what's he been doing? Is this before? Like, is this during BVS? Is this like, what's going on?
It's so random, and I don't know what kind of thought process they had even going forward with that universe. Because it's like, dude, you had Man of Steel.
Yeah.
That was perfect, right? Like, that was a good movie. Some people have their differences on it. They're like, oh, it's too dark, or it's not funny enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, why not just keep it dark? Because Marvel's over there doing something completely different.
Yeah.
So it's like, just keep it that way.
Man of Steel was good as it is.
Yeah.
And I can't really ask for more. He introduced him.
It was a great movie.
The basic, you know, of who he is, how he came about, and that's it.
That's it, yeah.
But then what happened to the Batman introduction? This guy's been around, I guess, for the past, he's in his 40s, it seems. So what has he been doing for the past 20 years?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now he exists in this universe.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very strange to see how that's even going forward.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you had a string of bad movies. So it's like Batman vs Superman. Then you had, Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Then it was Justice League. And it's just like, when is it going to
Wonder
stop?
Woman, yeah.
Well, Wonder Woman wasn't bad at all.
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. It was like, okay, well, you guys clearly aren't dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you guys let people actually make movies. But there's 3 movies that clearly show that the studio took over the project.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind they took over those 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then they let someone else make Wonder Woman. Like, okay, go ahead. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Was a good idea.
That's what you need to do. And you can see Marvel over there. They let them do that. They might go in there and be like, oh, it can't be too of this or too much of that. But like Thor Ragnarok's always a great example because that movie's so far out of left field for Thor, and it's like it worked because you let someone go in there that actually likes the character and do something different.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to do. Make something different. Let them do what they want.
And that's the thing too. I felt like they let Chris Hemsworth be Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I felt like they try to make him too like serious, over the top, like God. But it's like, just let him be Thor, and it's like, that's Thor, how he is. Like,
exactly.
How he was in Ragnarok, how he was in Infinity War. It was like, that's Thor.
That's Thor. Yeah, for sure. And it's like, you started seeing that eventually with the Captain America, because he's another example too, to where it was like, I'm getting sick of seeing this guy. Like the first movie especially, I thought it was terrible. Yeah. It's like, I don't like this guy at all.
Yeah.
And the second one, he's still kind of like, I'm the leader, but he's not too funny, you know? So it's like, he's super serious.
Yeah.
But over time, like Civil War, you start getting, he gets more emotional and shit, and it's starting to work out.
And that was the thing, like, for the first few films, I felt like he was too much of a machine. That he never saw the negative effect of any situation. He just only thought one way as a soldier, and that's it. And that's why I like in Infinity War when he's like, I'm way past asking permission, and if you get in our way, then we'll stop you too.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm like,
yeah.
that's freaking.
That's
it's like he's come to terms with like, oh shoot, there's a planet to save, and there's people out there that.
Yeah, like all the rules are out the window. Like we need to do anything we can to stop this from happening.
That was his problem for like all the way up to Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Civil War.
Yeah.
So it's like you're telling me this guy will break the rules to save his friend Bucky, but he's not going to break the rules to like save the world.
Save the world, yeah. Which that's the purpose of being a soldier, right? You got to protect and serve. Like you got to protect people.
Yeah.
And that's what his priority is. It's like I'm gonna do anything possible to protect, wide variety of people, and it's like that's what I need to be doing.
And that's what I like.
Yeah, it's like you got to keep that shit up, dude. Why not? Just fucking. See, that's what the big difference is with Marvel and DC, right? It's like DC, they pretend to know what audiences want.
Yeah.
So they do exactly what they think they want.
Yeah.
But Marvel knows exactly what the audience wants.
And they can fix it without messing up what is happening.
Exactly.
That's what I like. Because it's like.
Exactly.
Cap, his thought process is like that, but you're still staying behind him. Like, you're still with this guy.
Yeah.
And then he fully, like, changes his mindset, and now you're, like, with him even more. So.
Exactly.
You never, like, kind of, like, lose track of him or lose interest in that character.
Exactly.
The only two MCU films I didn't really enjoy was the first Thor.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the first Captain America.
Those movies are terrible.
I thought was just so boring.
Sorry about the technical issues. That was a little weird, but we got that situated. But back on to what we were saying.
Yeah, we were talking about the Thor movies and how I found the first one so boring, mind-numbingly boring, because all he's really doing is he kind of looked like just a dog that got out and he's just trying to find his way back around.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I got from it, because
I just got it was a bad movie.
Yeah,
like it wasn't. Well, I mean, the hardest part about making one of those movies for the first time, right, is you got to make those characters interesting.
Exactly.
So if he's not interesting right off the bat, then it's like, well, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to watch this, and that's where I got the entire time watching it. It's like, okay, I'm waiting to like this guy, but then he's just more boring, and it wasn't going anywhere for me.
I liked Loki though.
Loki's cool.
Yeah.
See, Loki's cool, and Natalie Portman, I love her. I mean, she's the best. But it's like, still, I mean, those two elements still couldn't, heighten the film to make it better.
Yeah.
It was just Thor was the center of attention, right? So he just weighed down the entire movie.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff he said was comical, like when he's in the hospital and he's like, "You're no match for the Almighty," and he just freaking, they give him this shot. They give him this shot, and then classic Thor's face to the glass and all that. So
yeah, that was exactly how it was done right there. That was good. You got me off guard there, but no, it was like, yeah, there were some moments, sure, but I mean, you would think it would be fixed in a sequel, right?
Yeah.
But then you watch the sequel, and it's like, whoa, shit, this isn't working either. Like, what is going on here? Like, the villain wasn't working for me. The movie in general was just boring.
Yeah.
And the thing is, was it worse than the first one? I don't know. Maybe it was.
I kind of felt like it was a little more watchable than the first one, just because it's kind of established now, and all of what Thor's trying to do. But what got me into the character was the first Avengers, because then you see Thor, it's like, oh shoot, like Thor's actually someone who could, we need to freaking take this guy seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
And the comedy that whole movie had around it made it better. Like, I love the scene where, they're all arguing with each other, called the Battle of Egos. Okay. And another, like, Thor would be serious, but then he'd have his moments again, like when in that argument he's like, "You people are so petty, and tiny."
And tiny.
That was something funny. Like, that's something Thor would say.
That's something he would say.
Yeah.
It's just those more, I guess, lighthearted moments where he's not taking shit so serious.
Yeah.
That's what he needed.
Yeah.
That's what he desperately needed in those movies. And
because really, he's he's a god. Should he really be taking anything else seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not gods either. So it's like
But I guess it kind of makes sense over time. Like what the shit he's seen and what he had to do, he kind of understood. Like, yeah. It's just like.
Well, especially when he said he's 1,500 years old and he's
yeah, it's just. I guess it makes sense over time because like he lost his dad eventually, you know, and then his brother's an asshole basically, and then it made sense over time to make him more lighthearted. Like, okay, I don't even take the shit so serious. Like,
and again,
I'm around more human characters and whatnot, so it's like it made sense over time. But they're on a good path now.
Yeah.
And you know, without going into it too much, we'll talk about it more next week. But that whole Ant-Man and the Wasp thing, that kind of felt like a step back in a way for me.
Oh, from the first film, or
I think just the direction they're going in. The whole MCU.
Like its contribution to that.
Yeah, but I don't think it was like, whoa, that was clearly like these guys don't know what they're doing. It was more like, nah, I don't know if they wanted to focus a lot. And that was a big thing. It didn't need to happen, but there's certain things in the movie where that's the driving point to a further Avengers movie or something like that.
Yeah.
So there were some moments like that, but it just felt like, okay, well, they didn't put a lot of focus into this one. Like, it just seemed like they had to do it because they introduced a certain point to drive another plot.
Yeah.
So that's what it felt like. So, other than that, though, I mean, yeah, the MCU is maybe 2 movies where they weren't so good. But it wasn't, like, so bad they were unwatchable.
Yeah, it's not DC bad.
Yeah, DC bad is where it's, like, it's unwatchable.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's, like, just see the further, point to what they're doing and, each side of the spectrum is, like, DC, I don't know what they're doing, so that one's kind of weird. But with Marvel, you understand what's going on for the future, like what they're trying to do. So I fucking hope DC could fix it, man, because I miss when they made good movies.
Yeah,
I miss it. And I don't want to wait for Wonder Woman every other year, dude. I mean, you got to have more movies than that that's gonna be good. Like, come on. But yeah, to get off that topic a little bit, I wanted to bring up. Let me pull this up. So yeah, to get off the topic a little bit, but kind of in the same world a little bit with one of the actresses, Scarlett Johansson, recently came under fire for accepting a transgender role in a movie called Rub and Tug, which is a very interesting title for a movie. I like it already, but yeah, so the movie is based on Dante Tex Gill, right? So he was born Lois Jane Gill, but identified as a man later in life.
Yeah.
So she's playing
and apparently
a guy.
He was a mob leader.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was like the leader of a mob.
Oh man, there's a bunch of shit right here. So Tex became infamous in the late 70s and 80s and was misidentified as a crossdresser. He ran several massage parlors that were used for prostitution. What in the hell? The lines between myth and reality blur when it comes to the story of Rex, who some considered a gangster and others considered a transgender revolutionary. Johansson was met with backlash once it was announced she was cast for the role. So she was cast as this man.
Yeah.
And people were giving her shit for accepting a role like that.
Yeah.
Or that Hollywood would allow a straight person that's not transgendered to be in a transgender
and that's
role.
What I wanted to talk about.
Which, if I were to go on it a little bit, I find completely ridiculous because there's been plenty moments in history where a man plays a woman, or a woman plays a man.
Yeah.
And you had Hilary Swank do it back in the day. I forgot the exact movie title for it, but she played a man.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, most recently, played a woman who had AIDS, and nobody gave him. He got an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
So now that Scarlett Johansson accepted the role as playing a man, now it's a huge issue, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, see, I heard that people were upset at the fact that they're missing the chance to give an actual transgender the role instead of just hiring someone. But I'm like, you have to think about it. There could be an actual, person, but
absolutely there is, for sure.
Is that person as experienced of an actress as Scarlett Johansson?
Exactly.
It a big name like Scarlett Johansson? No. Mm-hmm. There's specific reasons, and the director has worked with her before.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
Well, it's like seeing those like based on a true story or something like that.
Yeah.
Should that actual person be in the movie? Probably not, because they're not a fucking actor.
Yeah.
That's why they have other people in those movies.
Exactly.
So it's when it comes to transgender roles, sure. I mean, I'm not against transgender people getting roles in movies. That's not the point of the movie, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about a transgender role, but they're trying to get the best actress possible to portray the role.
Exactly.
So what's the issue with having this woman portray a man when they started off as a woman in the first place? So it's like you're going to see the transformation of her going into a man.
And if she could do a damn good job,
she's a great actress too.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And I seen there were like I could scroll down to this right now. There's one right here. There's one lady, Trace Lissette. Never seen her in anything. She's an actress apparently, but her tweet was, "Oh, word, so you can continue to play us, but we can't play y'all. Hollywood is so fucked. I wouldn't be as upset if I was getting in the same rooms as Jennifer Lawrence and Scarlett for cis roles, but we know that's not the case. A mess." That's one tweet.
Yeah.
And then there was another tweet that I seen most recently where there was another actress who came out and was like, "Oh, I should be getting a role like that," or transgender people should be getting that role. But like we were saying, it's not the case, really. I mean, they should be getting roles for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe that is a movie, but are your credentials up there?
Exactly.
They're not just gonna go out and like, "Oh, that's a transgender person. Let's just exploit it."
And
like,
I think that's some of those people's like problem too, is that they're trying to bring too much politics into Hollywood, and they're getting confused between talent and being that actual person. And
being the person and just kind of just playing to what they want.
And it's
right?
like you really have to understand that Hollywood is still a business. It's
true.
It requires.
I do have an issue though when there's with anybody complaining about the way it's getting casted is when they have obvious Japanese characters or something like that, and they have a white person or someone of other ethnicity play that person.
Yeah,
that's completely ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it gets technically be said for that transgender role, because why wouldn't a transgender person play that role?
Yeah.
So I kind of see the argument, to kind of piggyback onto what I just said about not agreeing with it, but it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, the credentials must be there, I guess, but I can see why someone would be irritated, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think they're specifically targeting Scarlett Johansson because she was in that Ghost in the Shell movie, and that's about a Japanese or Chinese
and that's why.
actress. And I understand it, so I kind of feel like they're specifically targeting her, but it's happened before in movies, so that's why I kind of don't understand the argument, because it's happened plenty of times with no backlash.
Yeah.
If anything, you get praised for taking a risky role like that, because you got to really transform and get into a character for that. So, I mean, I see an argument for each side, but since it's already been done with no backlash, I find it ridiculous that there's backlash now. For sure. Especially like Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club. He was excellent.
Yeah, he was great.
And he was a transgendered person. So it's like, well, what the nope, you guys gave him an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
So now that this is happening, I just find it ridiculous, man. But it is what it is. Honestly, I mean, there's not much else you can really do about it. I don't know what else needs to be argued or what they really want. Like a transgendered person. If they really want that movie, I mean, I don't know. Did they audition for it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did anybody? Did they go specifically for Scarlett Johansson? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're specifically going for people that aren't meant to play those roles, I guess there's some type of argument. But regardless, though, I mean, just fucking judge the performance of the movie. Like, before it's even made, you're always talking. You're already talking shit. It's crazy.
Well, one movie, it's like Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau and the real Greg, like Tommy is shorter than Greg.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Disaster Artist, Tommy is taller, but it's like, that's not really the point. It's the fact that he can nail the voice, he can nail the mannerisms, that's what it's about. So, I mean, it's
the whole Greg Sestero thing, I mean, he didn't look anything like Greg Sestero.
Yeah, I know.
Dave Franco,
You still believed it by
it was just like, okay, it's fine with me. It doesn't have to be spot on.
Yeah.
And it's a work of fiction and sorts, Even if it's a Hollywood movie, there's still shit added to it to add effect to it.
Yeah. And that's
not 100% accurate. I guarantee it's not.
The thing with any movie, Hollywood is always gonna add their own fiction to it, no matter what.
They have to make it as entertaining as possible the entire time. They got to keep you in that seat for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So there's gonna be shit that's not even that happened around that time period, but that's just the way it goes, and happened just like that. But I just thought it was crazy the backlash she was getting. I was like, fuck, is it her fault?
Yeah, it's like, she's just accepting the role.
She's accepted the role. I mean, she's gonna get paid. What's the issue here? I mean, if anything, attack the producers or something that are putting together that movie. She wasn't doing nothing. But yeah, Scarlett Johansson's a great actress. Did you ever watch that Under the Skin? Or Under Their Skin? I think it was Under the Skin.
I think.
Yeah, right. You say that movie? Oh, she just hella she just hella hot. Yeah, she played like.
She's done a lot of good roles.
Yeah, she's crazy in that movie. If you haven't watched it, I should let you borrow it. It's really good.
What's like her in that movie? Because after seeing her in the MCU for so long, you kind of grow to think she's like that. And then you see a movie like Don John where she's a complete freak.
Don John was really good. She was kind of an asshole in that movie though.
Yeah.
But it was perfect. So I was like, she was perfect for that role. It made sense. I loved it.
It just showed she could take on a different variety of characters.
Absolutely, man. And that's what I want to see with any actor.
Yeah.
I mean, I love seeing it with, like, fucking Daniel Day-Lewis is what I always go back on, because I've seen him in so many different movies. He could play someone with cerebral palsy, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
He could be Bill the Butcher. He could be fucking anybody. He could be This Will Be Blood, or There Will Be Blood, rather.
Yeah.
Plainview, Daniel Plainview, and he's playing the oil rig guy or whatever. Yeah. That was fucking brilliant. Or fucking Abraham Lincoln, for crying out loud. Like, the guy can do so much. And I think that should be applauded with people. Like, you see it all the time, Jared Leto, and he plays different.
Yeah.
But Christian Bale.
Especially Jared Leto.
Jared Leto's crazy. And I had high hopes for him in some things, but he kind of killed it.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. But, yeah, man, I mean, to go from that, you brought up a movie to me the other day, which I haven't thought about in a while. But, yeah, Neon Demon was a crazy movie that came out, I want to say 3 years ago. 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think 2016.
2016. Okay. Let me double check on that real quick.
Something like, I think.
Like, what do you remember from that movie?
I just remember just all the different, mostly like the women in it, and then just the different shots and the overall like tone of the movie. That was it.
Very strange.
Because I was so like into the, like the strangeness of it that I didn't really pay attention to plot details. And I was just like, this movie as a whole kind of intrigues me because it's so different and so trippy. But
super trippy.
I need to go back and watch it and actually like focus on the plot and put everything together.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was trippy, like you were saying, right?
Yeah.
But
it was good.
It was funnier to watch it with someone who don't watch movies like that.
Yeah.
Because I went to go watch it with my friend Alex and then my brother. Right? They don't watch movies like that. They're easily pleased is the best way I can put it, right? So they don't watch movies for certain effects, right? So I went to go watch that, and I just see right here that it came out a couple days after my birthday. So I went to go watch it, around my birthday. And then they're like, yeah, we'll go with you. And then we were watching it, and they were sitting there, and they were just fucking like the craziest looks on their face. And they kept looking at me like, dude, I'm about to fucking leave. I don't want to watch this anymore. This is so nuts. I was like, dude, this is actually pretty good. He was like, dude, this movie's fucking terrible. Like, how do you like this? I was like, dude, it takes some level of understanding with movies. Like, people make movies a certain way, and they add things in it a certain way to make it a crazy effect on you.
Yeah.
But if you're not watching films for that, then you're never going to understand it.
Exactly.
You're just going to be pleased, which isn't a bad thing. Some people are easily pleased, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
But some movies take some level of understanding with film, and that was one of them. And that movie was just branching to different things the entire time.
Like Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac. Fuck.
I had to watch. It was right, man. I had to watch that alone, dude.
You had to watch it alone, right?
You cannot watch that movie with anyone, not even a pet in the house, dude. It's so damn weird.
What the fuck?
It just makes you feel so weird. Like you have to be alone, dude.
Yeah, I mean, see, that was
solitary confinement.
Yeah. Ulysses, did you watch that movie? You watched it, both of them?
Nymphomaniac. Yeah.
Woo!
And then Shia, dude, he's just like
yeah, dude. He was Charlie Countryman's another great movie. Yeah, I fucking love it. I remember when I first introduced you to that shit, like, dude, I just found this fucking movie on Netflix. I told Victor, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna check it out later.
And it still holds up to this day.
It's still a great movie. I still like turning it on sometimes. It's like, fuck, it's so well put together, and Shia is one of Shia's best movies.
Well, it's like that movie. All I can really say is this: I would do everything he did.
Yeah.
Like you would feel the exact same way. You would, you would do those same things. Like most people would say, "Oh, you're dumb." Like, oh, it's not that important. But it's like when you really feel that way, you would do those things.
You would.
And that's why, like, that movie catches you so well.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think too. He was losing everything back where he was at, right?
Exactly.
Like his mom passed away, or she just passed away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she just passed away.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need to get the hell out of here, and she told me that I need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Bucharest, right?
Yeah.
But she meant Budapest. She said that later on in the movie. So yeah, like he goes to Bucharest, and his misunderstanding of what she said was the greatest outcome in his life.
Exactly.
And it's like, fuck, that could literally happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Not even just to mispronouncing something, but just going somewhere,
yeah,
like right off the cuff like that, like let's just fucking go. And then you're never gonna go back sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine some people are like, I'm never going back to where I was before. Like I could start a new life here and be completely normal.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe you get from it. And you kind of like felt that in a way, like I kind of want to go to Bucharest now. I don't know. Let me see if that happens to me. That's fucking awesome. But it's just crazy to see the amounts of different people that are around the entire globe.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, it's just, you're going to find people that are exactly like you in the weirdest spots on the map. And that's exactly what happened in that movie. And you're like, oh shit, I completely believe it.
And the fact that he could become part of a problem of these people, and that's been going on for a while, when he's just new there, he's never been there, and then all of a sudden it's like,
doesn't even know their fucking language. Yeah. Like they're having a hard time understanding him.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck is this American guy?
Like now he's caught up in some drama that's been going on since freaking before he's ever even been there.
Exactly.
So.
All just for a girl too, and that's what's nuts. Because that wasn't even the intention of him going there, right? So when he got there, and that's the trickle down effect. He met the dad on the plane. He died, and he had a great time talking to him, and then that guy pretty much communicated to him, like, oh, you need to talk to my daughter.
Yeah.
And then look where that fucking led. That was a whole different path he never even thought he'd be down. He was just going to show up and then just walk around the streets and then figure something out. But those events, like certain things, just in your life, too, can completely rearrange how you think about things.
Yeah.
And it sets you down different paths in life. And that's why I like the message of that movie, because it made you really think, like, were there moments in my life where I was like, I didn't mean to do that, but since I did that, it completely changed how I looked at things. And it made my life a lot better, because what if I went back and did something different? Oh, fuck. It would be completely strange. And that's why that movie will always be, like, it's gotta be in my top 10 favorites. I don't think it's, like, the greatest movie ever, but, like, movies that I just love to watch, like, that's a movie I love to fucking watch.
Yeah.
Especially romantic-wise, like, that's a romantic movie in some sense, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't like watching too many of those. I'm like, yeah, I could just sit here and eat fucking chocolate and just cry.
Really connect with.
Yeah, exactly. And see, I was talking about that with people the other day. Someone on my job, kind of like different topic in a way, but like musical-wise, because those are kind of love stories in some ways, right? So we were talking about how someone recently told me that they hated Grease. And I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you're not normal to me.
Yeah.
Like, no, Grease wasn't a great movie, bro. Like, no, it's not a great movie. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
The way that movie was put together in the early 70s?
Yeah.
Something like that?
76, I think.
Late 70s or whatever. But it's like, so for them to make a movie like that in that time period and have the songs on there that fucking will stick in your head.
Yeah.
No matter if you don't like singing or not, you're gonna fucking remember some of those songs. Like, oh, I remember that. You bob your head a little bit, and then you're listening to it. You're like, oh shit, this is great. But for you to say that's not a good movie is fucking completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't like anybody that says some crazy shit like that. Like, I'm not a big fan of musicals either. Like, I'm not gonna sit down and watch musicals all day long. But if there's one movie where I'm like, that's a good movie, and it happens to be a musical too, it's Grease. And then I brought up another movie that was, well, you ever watched this musical? And it was La La Land.
Yeah.
La La Land's fucking great.
That's another good movie.
Yeah. You haven't watched La La Land?
Because I can't watch musicals. Like, people will watch, like, Pitch Perfect, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, to me...
High School Musical?
I'm like, dude, to me, that's not really a story. That's just a stage kind of musical. That's something you'd watch on stage, like Grease.
Dude, that's just karaoke. Yeah. Like, let's just fucking
Grease
sing along
and La La Land have a good, solid story behind
exactly.
it. It's like, man.
And that's what, like, Pitch Perfect doesn't get well at all. It's just like a bunch of girls, they just have to be in an acapella group, and they're going to these competitions. Like, how many times can you do that, alright?
Yeah.
It's gotta be a movie that's, if Pitch Perfect was one and done, cool.
Yeah.
That's a solid movie. But no, let's make a sequel. The sequel was terrible. If anybody wants to tell me that sequel was good, we're not friends anymore. I'm not talking to you. That sequel was so boring and just missed the mark on every single level. Like, that movie was, I don't care. If you like it, you like it, alright? I don't want to get too mad about it.
Yeah, it's not.
I hate trying to say I hate you if you like a certain movie, but I just don't get it. And the third one, I didn't even want to bother because you're just milking it at that point, right? It's like, let's just try to get as much money out of this franchise, which I hate. You can't keep doing that. It's ridiculous. But like, what made Grease so good? That was a one and done.
Yeah.
So you can say whatever you want. They could make a sequel out of it. No, you're never making a sequel out of that. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Just like La La Land, one and done.
La La Land's 100% one and done, but they make it a one and done.
Yeah.
To where it's like, it was about these two people, and then they had two different paths at the end.
Exactly.
There's no sequel to that. It's it. That's it. One and done.
Yeah.
But Grease, you could have milked it, and they did. They made a second one.
Yeah.
I never want to talk about it. I never want to talk about it. It's just, you lose me whenever you do a sequel and you replace the entire cast except for one person.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. How do you do that? Well, actually, 2 or 3 people, I guess, recurred into it, but that didn't save the movie. Yeah. And it's crazy because they try to make different songs, right? So there's new songs, and it's just like, there was 1 or 2 that were kind of catchy, but it was just like, the story is so ridiculous. They tried so hard just to be the first one.
Yeah.
Just to remake it, basically, and add different songs and some new characters, but you didn't care about any of them.
Yeah.
Like, it was not well put together, and I just thought it was a big mistake. Like, just leave it with that one movie.
Yeah.
But Hollywood gets that fucking itch to be like, okay, well, this made a lot of money. We gotta make a sequel to this bitch.
Hollywood has a big ego.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, you gotta think too. It's like, what are you gonna say?
What about the musical? You consider the Hot American Summer a musical?
Wet Hot American? No, that's not. No.
Wasn't there like the scene that were making like the
yeah, they were doing a play.
Oh, but that wasn't throughout the whole.
No. No, yeah, they play a good soundtrack over it. Wet Hot American Summer is really good. That's a guy. I love that show. Yeah, well, even the movie back in the day was perfect. It was a great movie. And then, yeah, once you got the TV show coming back, you're like, oh shit, they got the whole cast back together, which is insane. Yeah, but older. But they still act like they're kids. Like, oh yeah, it's only been like a year or two. What was it? 10 years later or something? That was a second part of this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, with that show, it was just like, okay. Like, that carried on, but they didn't have Bradley Cooper in it the second season. They replaced him with a new actor. I was like, don't you do that. You don't replace Bradley Cooper like that. It's so obvious. Yeah, well, I feel like he was just too busy doing shit, which I thought would be a problem for the first season, but they still did it anyways, and they figured it out. Oh my god, I just dripped some water. But yeah, dude, we were fucking all over the place, yeah. Yeah, the whole musical thing, but if I were to recommend a musical, I think you'd love La La Land. So it has Emma Stone, right?
Yeah, Ryan Gosling.
And Ryan Gosling. Yeah, it's like 2 years old.
Well, it's like, I like to think of it as like, it's a normal movie just with music in it. I don't think of it like as a musical because
they had a lot of dancing and shit too. Yeah. Like, they had musical numbers, so it was a legit musical.
Yeah.
But it was like the whole Grease thing where there was still a complete story, but there happened to be some musical numbers in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's why that movie was so well put together. But yeah, man, I mean, just going off of La La Land, man, there's a lot of good movies with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
which that was another thing.
Very underrated.
Well, I kind of had this topic brought up too with a coworker the other day. We were talking about Ryan Gosling, and I was like, dude, he looks the exact same in each movie.
Yeah.
Which is always an argument you see in articles and shit. It's like, he looks the exact same. He like talks and moves around the exact same in each movie, like looks wise. And it would get kind of boring eventually. But if he wasn't so damn good looking, I feel like then you'd have an issue. But the guy looks so damn good. It's like, all right, I'll put up with it. Whatever.
But I feel like he can kind of get away with it.
A little bit. Get out. Recording something. Lock the door. See, this is. he looks at him. He's like, "You do it." Thank you. But yeah, dude. I was thinking about Ryan Gosling movies that I liked. So like over time, there's been a few that I really enjoyed. So Blue Valentine was one that I watched. I want to say within the last couple of years. That has Michelle Williams in it, I believe. That was a really good movie. Not a lot of people ever talked about that one. Yeah, very independent. He was good in that. He plays basically the same role in the beginning part, but kind of flashbacks, like to where they're in the future, future present day, but then it goes back to when they first met. Of course, some romantic shit like that. But their marriage is like falling apart, right?
Yeah.
So they're like looking back at the old times and they're trying to rekindle that, but they just come to terms like we don't like each other. We gotta stop. So you see the pain in Ryan Gosling's face. It's like he could fucking act. Like he can do it.
Exactly.
Like Hollywood needs to let him do some shit that's different.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one probably is Lars and the Real Girl. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, so he's like mentally not all there, right? And very socially awkward. Like he doesn't fit in anywhere. But then he becomes normal through finding love. But the thing he finds love with is something you don't expect. And it was like one of those sex dolls, right? But he doesn't like, I fucked a sex doll all the time.
Yeah.
It was more like he really thought it was a human person.
Oh, damn.
So people around him, his family and stuff, have to come to terms like this is actually he's not joking with this. He believes he loves this person.
Yeah.
And he starts being normal again. Like he starts going around, going to different parties and shit, and like being more social because he found love in an inanimate object.
Yeah.
So that's his way of coping with reality. It's like, this thing's real to me. Like everything else isn't real to me.
Yeah.
Which sounds a little weird, but when you watch the movie, it's really good. It's like, oh, I understand this guy. Because some people don't feel like they have a place in this world, right? So he found his place, but it's with something that won't talk back to him or won't judge him or some shit like that,
Yeah.
You got something on your face over there? You okay? Oh, okay. I thought you were popping something else. Like,
Well,
let me
that's
do it
why
for
I
you.
like Blade Runner so much. Is because
Blade Runner, yeah.
He was still somewhat like Ryan Gosling, but it was such a different movie too, to where it just
Blade Runner 2049 is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. You ever watch Blade Runner?
Especially
Ulysses?
Watching it in theater.
Yeah, you went with us to go watch it. Yeah. That movie was crazy, right? You didn't have any previous knowledge of the other movie too. That's what's so good about that movie is that you don't need to have that knowledge.
Exactly.
But I mean, it does heighten the experience if you've watched the first one.
Yeah.
But it's so different. I still think that's a better movie.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the rare occasions where I thought a sequel was better than the original.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's ever happened for me. I don't remember one movie.
Neither do I. I don't really remember.
Maybe Godfather 2? Maybe. That might be one where I consider like that one was better than the first one, but even then I don't think it was. I don't think it was better than the first one. Nah. No way. Yeah, I mean I was slightly disappointed by it. I don't think it was a bad movie. Slightly. I didn't find that entertaining.
I think the only thing that was entertaining, well, I didn't see it, but the thing people would watch is Jack Jack.
Yeah.
Everyone was hella hyped because of Jack Jack.
Absolutely, and that was one thing I had so much praise for at the end of the movie. I was like, Jack's the guy.
Yeah.
Like, you could make a whole movie with him just like spitting out gibberish, and I'd be I'd be more than willing to sit the entire time and watch it. It's so funny. And to see him vibe off of Edna was the greatest thing I've ever fucking witnessed.
Yeah.
It was so perfect. Him and Edna was it was the funniest thing. I loved it so much. But yeah, it was slightly disappointing. I guess I don't know, man. Oh shit. Mic came off. But yeah, I think it was just I think it was just more of they're completely different movies, right? So when you watch that first one and the way it made you feel how different it was, because you never seen it before, right?
Yeah.
So when you watch a sequel to it, you're expecting to get that same feeling you got, like, oh, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get that same feeling. and I've had to really try to adjust my thought process when I go watch a sequel to something, because it's never gonna have that same effect that the first one did.
Yeah.
Unless it's completely different and something new. But when you're continuing the story, like most trilogies do, or whatever, then it's hard to recapture that same feeling the first time. It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite movies ever. Like, that's in my top 5, easily. Like, that has to be maybe 3 or 2 or something. That's like one of my favorite movies ever. It was so well put together, and
Yeah.
the humor is there, the comedy, everything. It's like, action-wise, I mean, shit that you never seen before. It was just like, cool. Everybody thought of time travel, so why not make it in a badass way, like, possible? You never watched Back to the Future?
I haven't watched Back to the Future.
You're so crazy. That first one's really good.
I know about the movie and everything. Like, I know what happens.
Yeah.
And everything, but I've never watched it.
You gotta watch it. That first one's so damn good. It's ridiculous how good it is.
Like, the one thing that kind of interested me was the shoes.
The shoes, yeah. Well, that was the second one. The Air Mags. Yeah. I still want those one day. I'm gonna try to find some. They're very expensive, like thousands of dollars. But if I get money one day, I swear to Christ, I will have a pair. Really? For like what, 3-4 grand? Maybe 5. Probably like 10, huh? 25? What? I would do it. I swear.
They better be screen worn.
No, see, that's a crazy thing. I can get on that. There was actually one shoe that was screen worn by Michael J. Fox, right? That was sold in auction recently, and it was tore the fuck up. But it was proven that he wore it on the set, and it was in the movie. Back to the Future 2. Yeah. That's when that whole time travel, well, not time travel, but the whole we're super far in the future thing happened. But it sold for like over $100,000. Just one shoe. Not 2. One ripped, dirty ass shoe was sold for over $100,000. So there's some crazy people out there that are willing to buy some memorabilia, and I think I'd be one of those people too. If I found some shit where I'm like, wait, that was actually used on that. Fuck, how much, bitch? Let me cut a check. That was actually inside of a movie. Shit.
The original screen worn Darth Vader helmet.
That would be pretty cool. I think I'd have to go with one. It'd probably be Clockwork Orange. The hat that Alex wore. The hat. I love that hat. Or even that whole suit. What they wore in the movie. Give me that entire getup. I'd love to have that displayed in my house. That'd be fucking awesome. If it was screen worn, give me that fucking thing. I'd love it. Or the Air Mags, of course, is something you're always gonna want. Or even the fucking DeLorean. I'll park that bitch somewhere. I'll put it in the backyard. I swear to God, that's a great thing to have. What I really liked too was Doc Brown's outfit in the second movie. That whole yellow get up and shit. Yeah, that's legit. And the shades, I was like, what? This guy looks crazy. That would be something I definitely want. But yeah, there's so many different things. Outfit wise too. I mean, I could go on for days with outfits. For sure. So many different things. But what is that? The light. Oh no, it broke. No. We're down one light. It's all good though. We're gonna keep going. I like what's going on here. Yeah, man. But to go back to the Back to the Future thing, the whole trilogy setups. Back to the Future 1 was so good. I got a poster of it on the wall. I do. Yeah. But the sequel wasn't terrible, but it wasn't nearly as good as the first one. Because it kind of just went back and rewrote some of the aspects of the first one. If you watch that second movie, they just go back in time like, oh, we got to fix that event. We got to fix that event. Cool, but we just watched that movie. Like, why are we going back to fix what we watched in that movie? And then it's like, oh, the third time around, we're going out to the Wild West for some reason, which I didn't find interesting at all. Like, the third one's not great. Like, yeah, it kind of upset me in a way. I was like, I wanted so much more from it. But they're not bad movies at all. It's like the second one and the third one, I can never say, like, oh, that's so bad you can't watch it. It's like, it's just not that great. I still would watch it. If you watch that first one, it's still worth watching all three. Why not? But Yeah, like some of the movies I have on the wall, they're probably some of my top. Like, what are your top favorite movies? Like, do you have an order?
Not really, because I like so many that I don't really keep an order.
Could you jot it down to like 5? I've always tried to do that, to like jot down to what are your 5 must-see movies. Like, if there was no other movies you could watch, there's only 5 you could pick from. Like, what would those 5 movies be? It's so difficult, right? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
I try so often. I'm like, I've seen so many movies, and it's just like a database in your brain trying to think back to all the movies you watched. I'm like, damn, dude, there'd be so many I've missed too.
All of them are my favorite because I love those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't really pick and choose a favorite because the movies I like are all favorites to me.
Yeah, true.
So that's what's hard.
It's hard to just select.
If I was just like a normal person or moviegoer that, oh yeah, this is my favorite movie. But it's like, we have such databases of movies in our heads that it's like, pretty much we like these movies for a reason, so they're our favorite.
Yeah, and then some people, because a lot of people, like I was saying earlier, are easily satisfied, right?
Yeah.
So they'll just watch one movie like, oh, that's my favorite automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you go watch or even, like, Alex, one of his favorite movies are the Benchwarmers, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a terrible movie. It's a good movie, but it's just like, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people would be like, that's my favorite movie ever.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally one of his favorites. Like, he can watch all the time. Like, he loves that movie.
Yeah.
The Waterboy's great too.
Yeah.
But I find those, I guess, in a way.
To me, those are just like comedies. They're not. To me, they're not movies that would make my favorite. Because I like movies that kind of I could associate with, or movies that I think can translate.
More dramatic movies, right? But I mean, it's all subjective, right? So some people are going to be like, I like this for this reason. That's cool. It makes sense. Yeah, it's just because we kind of watch everything, right?
Yeah.
Like the people that I associate, we watch a compiled bunch of shit. Like we watch crazy amounts of movies, like all over the place, foreign movies, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was really trying to sit down and think of something. Like, what would be my top? And I think the way I gotta do it is, like, different directors.
Yeah.
Like, what's my 5 favorite directors, and what's one movie that I love watching from that one director?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there any favorite directors you have?
The guy who did the Sicario movie.
Oh,
he's done a bunch of previous, like...
Well, I don't want to butcher the way you say it, but it's Dennis, it's like some French thing. It's like Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's done his previous films too before that.
Well, dude, his library of movies right now is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you gotta think. He made Prisoners.
Yeah.
He did the Sicario movie. He just did the Blade Runner 2049 movie. There was one other fucking movie. What was it?
There was that
I think I have it.
The one I told you about. The 2 movies that were on Netflix.
Yeah, you told me about some.
Those 2?
Yeah.
Those movies are
I still haven't watched those.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched those.
And, John Carpenter is one of them.
John Carpenter, yeah, of course. Yeah, he was the godfather of fucking horror. Kubrick.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
Scorsese. Yeah, Scorsese's up there.
Yeah.
I'd say biopics. Shit like that. You know, a good story of someone's real life.
Yeah.
Some real events, I would say, like Casino and Goodfellas and shit like that. They're great movies. The Departed's up there too. It's like, fuck, this guy can make some movies.
Departed's probably my favorite out of all those. Because I'm not too into mafia movies, but Departed, it's like, it's more real life to me. Because, they're cops. But, that shit happens in Boston. They have the Irish mob out there. They got guys like that. So
absolutely, yeah.
That's why that one's kind of more of to me, it's more, you kind of believe that more than like Casino or, like the other ones are just kind of over the top mafia movies.
A little bit, yeah. I think Casino in particular is a little over the top. Like that one's not my favorite. But The Departed and like Goodfellas is really good. Yeah. And there's another one called Cape Fear. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Yeah, with Robert De Niro.
With Robert De Niro? Oh my god, he's so good. He's so creepy in that movie too.
Exactly.
I watched it for the first time. It was on Netflix, I believe. And it was like over the top. Like his performance is so good. But then it's like it got into creepy territory. He's trying to get back at that family, and then he's trying to get the daughter. She's like fucking 15 or something, 15, 16. It was super creepy, but it made sense in some weird way. It was just like, damn, what is going on here? It's super disgusting.
Yeah.
But I kind of get why he was trying to get back at the guy's family or just him in general. Put him away in prison for the longest period of time, and that was good. How much? Fucking, I gotta know exactly when to cut it. That's why. But yeah, dude. Like overall, like Scorsese movies are great. But like if I had to pick directors, I think Spielberg's one.
Yeah, he's one for sure.
Kubrick's gonna be my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
The way he makes movies is fucking ridiculous.
Basically top 10 directors. Because there's just
you could, yeah.
10 for him.
Yeah, because I can go on for days with directors, but if there was like Darren Aronofsky, it's another one. He like Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream,
yeah, he's good.
The Wrestler,
Yeah.
Mother that just came out recently. Great movies. They're fucking ridiculous. Spielberg, of course. I mean, my highlight from him are Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Schindler's List. Of course, you can't go wrong with Jaws, of course.
Yeah.
E.T. even. Like, what the hell, dude? He made E.T. and Jaws? Are you fucking kidding me? Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
It doesn't end with that guy.
I know.
There's so many. I probably missed a bunch. Ready Player One more recently. I was just like, that's classic Spielberg. That's what I want to fucking see. Kubrick, of course, The Shining, Clockwork Orange, fucking Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah, Lolita. You
ever see this foreign version of that?
No.
Eyes Wide Shut?
Foreign version,
Yeah.
Never even knew there was a foreign version.
It's the one that Tom Cruise is in, I think. That's supposed to be like the
Eyes Wide Shut.
They have a foreign one.
What?
Yeah, he did the.
It's like
the
dubbed?
one he's in. Yeah, is the dub of the original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Open Your Eyes, I think.
Open Your
look it
Instead
up,
of Eyes Wide Shut, it's Open Your Damn Eyes already. Okay.
The original one is like some Spanish dude, I think. He's got that mask on, but you can see the difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check
Look
that
it
out.
up. I've seen the foreign one.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. That movie's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I like Eyes Wide Shut, and that's Kubrick's last movie.
Yeah.
Which fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because I was like, damn, I wish he could have. He was trying to make. You ever see AI?
AI?
Artificial Intelligence?
Yeah.
Spielberg made that back in the day, right? But he got that idea. Kubrick was making a movie called AI. So he basically took his script and made the movie. The movie wasn't good, right?
Yeah.
So people were saying, "Oh, what was the original script like? Like this isn't it. Like this is not a Kubrick movie." And Spielberg always claims to this day that that was the original script. He directed Kubrick's script.
Yeah.
Which I think he's lying. I don't think it is. Because the way you watch that movie, it did not feel like a Kubrick movie. But you could say it's because Spielberg directs movies differently.
Yeah, true.
They're completely different. But if Kubrick would have directed something like that, it would have been nuts.
Yeah.
And he was trying to make a Napoleon movie back in the day, too. Never did that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and he, like, went super over the top, went overseas, and he was going to film with, like, legit, like, he was going to get, over 500 or thousands of people to, like, film scenes and shit to make it seem legit.
Yeah.
Film in certain locations that Napoleon Bonaparte was at and shit. He never did that, but I can go on and on about Kubrick. I fucking love him, but Tarantino's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go down his whole fucking filmography, and there's not one that's bad. Death Proof might be the weakest one.
Yeah.
But you still can't tell me that's a bad movie.
They're still all good.
They're good. Every single one of his movies are fucking good. And he keeps the same violence and atmosphere basically in each movie.
Yeah.
But they feel different each time. It's like different stories, and he's just so goddamn good. So it's like Pulp Fiction is probably one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. Like the movie's so good and well put together. Kill Bill's another one that's on like I can watch Kill Bill all fucking day. Kill Bill's so badass. So good. And you can just keep going down that fucking list. But another one was Inglourious Bastards. What's another great one? Yeah. And then that's it for this, I guess. We're running out of time. We just got the cue to wrap this up. So any closing words for you, Victor Haney?
Just stay tuned for next week. We'll be discussing Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, that's going to be the highlight of next week for sure.
Another thing I want to touch up on next week is the extended cut of Infinity War when it gets released.
Oh, yeah. You think there will be? There has to be, right?
Yeah, they announced more on it yesterday.
Oh, really? Yeah. I didn't even see nothing about that. We could have got into that.
It's going to be a whole extended cut. Besides
even
the
more
Thanos
characters die.
backstory. Yeah.
Everybody's dead.
So we'll
get into that.
more on that MCU next week.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a great, official video. We're still working on it. We're gonna be better, of course, but it felt good today to get this out of the way and really work upon what we can do now. It's like, oh, I'm excited. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week, same time. Probably release videos about 5 o'clock every Sunday.
Yeah.
Around there. And then
give you time to get off work, relax.
Relax a little bit. Watch some home. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.